Being an Imagineer is using technology in service of making people happy. When I realized that Walt Disney himself was the only other person at our company that's received this honor, it caused a lump in my throat. It's amazing. It's a very special piece of technology, and you know what? I'd like to show it to you.
Lanny Smoot's journey began in Brooklyn, New York on December 13, 1955. He grew up in the Bronx neighborhoods of Brownsville and Crown Heights, areas that were not exactly booming with prosperity at the time. They were, in Lanny's words, rough neighborhoods with a lack of positive role models. Lanny's father was always tinkering with things around the house to make his family's life easier. His father was an amateur inventor himself, and clearly he sparked Lanny's lifelong passion for engineering, creating, and inventing.
I had a father that was an inventor himself, of course, without being paid, without patents, without inventions, but he would make things around the house and make things for us to make our lives easier. And one day he brings home a battery, bell, some wire, light bulb, and he got that bell to ring, and he got the light bulb to light, and it changed my entire life. It lit the way for my entire life and curiosity. And I fell in love with electricity, electronics, anything along those lines, and ultimately all kinds of science and physics and things. But the electricity and electronics was my start.
Inspired by his father, Lanny was continuously curious about the world around him. He loved to take things apart and see how they worked. His parents, while not rich by any means, were very supportive of their creative-minded son. Lanny began to see the world as a playground to explore. Even at that age, Lanny was doing things and seeing things that most kids don't, like being inspired to build his own unicycle.
When I was quite young, probably 12 years old, I saw a unicycle rider. I said, I want one of those. My parents were poor. I made a unicycle by taking the front wheel off of a tricycle because it had the pedals, banging a pipe onto the top of it, putting a bicycle seat on top of that, and rode that around.
After grade school, there was only one place Lanny wanted to go: Brooklyn Tech High School, one of the nation's premier schools for turning out young engineers hungry to make a difference. Lanny had quite a few very prestigious colleges in his sights, including MIT, Rensselaer Polytechnic, and Columbia, all the places that aspiring engineers would like to be. Even though his family didn't have the money for these colleges, Lanny was accepted to all of them. Not surprisingly, a large, well-respected company saw a promising future for this young man from Brooklyn. Bell Labs named Lanny a Bell Labs Engineering Scholar. With their scholarship, Bell Labs was paying for him to attend Columbia University, a very prestigious school right in Lanny's backyard, New York City. To Lanny, Columbia was a local college. His early achievements set the stage for a remarkable career, filled with awards and accolades he could only dream of, as you'll learn coming up. In 1977, Lanny earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering 2 years later, he earned a Master of Science in Electrical Engineering from Columbia University. Lanny has since been the commencement keynote speaker for both his alma maters. After earning his bachelor's degree, Lanny earned his master's at Columbia while already working at Bell Labs. Lanny developed some of the first widely used fiber optic systems. Yes, the same fiber optics we use at work and at home today. Lanny was working on fiber optics in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Amazingly, he invented a high-quality, large-screen video teleconferencing system in the early 1980s. That system is now showcased at the Smithsonian Institute. Lanny ended up shattering his own patent record while at Disney. More on that accomplishment coming up. Lanny worked at Bell Labs from 1978 to 1997. I'd say that Bell Labs' investment in Lanny Smoot paid off for them, big time. In the 1990s, Lanny Smoot's talent caught the eye of Disney representatives. Disney executives were impressed. Impressed enough to pursue Lanny and convince him to join Disney Imagineers. Lanny felt he had done quite a bit at Bell Labs, and moving to Southern California and working at Disney, he could really broaden his reach into areas he had never gone into before. Lanny Smoot was convinced and became a Disney Imagineer in 1997.
What I love about being an Imagineer is I can especially an inventive one, I can wake up in the morning, have an idea for a cruise ship. Oh, okay, I work on that a little bit. Later in the day, I might be thinking or be consulting to someone that's got a problem with a ride system. Oh, okay, I've got some ride system ideas. Later on, maybe it's something having to do with detecting how people are moving so we can adjust a gain to them or something. So you can think of just so many things, and it's that variety that I love.
Lanny was now able to use his creativity to envision things that would entertain millions of people on Disney cruise lines, Disney parks and hotels around the world, and even movies. Lanny's reach extended to Madame Leota's floating head special effect for the Haunted Mansion, an interactive game experience on Disney cruise ships called the Magic Play Floor, the Where's the Fire interactive exhibit at Disney's Epcot Center, which promoted fire safety, an interactive scavenger hunt for the Kim Possible World Showcase Adventure, and the Finding Nemo submarine voyage, including the interactive Turtle Talk with Crush. Lanny consulted on special effects for Ghost Post, a limited-time Haunted Mansion experience, which earned him a Thea Award in 2017. With Lanny's lifelong achievements, it's no wonder that he's being recognized by Disney and others. Coming up, one of his most iconic creations is the realistic, extendable lightsaber used in Disney's Star Wars attractions. Lanny's extensive experience in robotics and engineering made him a pivotal role in developing the BB-8 Droid for the Star Wars films. His initial prototype employed a spherical drive system that allowed for the rolling motion characteristic of BB-8. Rumor has it that some said it couldn't be done. They clearly didn't know Lanny's abilities. Lanny made headlines for his lightsaber, but even more recently, he's gotten a lot of press for one of his most innovative inventions, the HoloTile Floor.
This is the HoloTile Floor. It is the world's first omnidirectional, multi-person treadmill floor. It can have any number of people on it, so it's like having an infinite walking surface, but in a finite size.
Needless to say, Lanny Smoot has had an illustrious career. Between his time at Bell Labs and his 25-plus years at Disney, he has been given many awards and acknowledgments. But for the last 15 years or so, he's had some pretty big ones. In 2011, he was named a Disney Research Fellow, a big honor at Disney. In 2013, Lanny was named a Disney Legend. These are no small awards at a place with a history like Disney. One of the few good things that happened in 2020 was when Lanny Smoot was named a TIA Master by the Themed Entertainment Association. Following the breakup of Bell Systems, Lanny had moved over to Bellcore, which was founded after the fact. There, he held the most patents and was named a Bellcore Fellow, their highest technical honor. In August of 2021, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office named Lanny the Inventor of the Month to commemorate his achieving over 100 U.S. patents granted, making him the most prolific inventor in Disney history. Lanny likes to point out that he has 106 patents as of May 2024. 80 of those 106 patents were granted during his tenure at Disney. This year marked a pivotal milestone in Lanny's epic career. On May 9th of 2024, Lanny Smoot was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. He is now among the giants. People like Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, Nikola Tesla, George Washington Carver, Steve Jobs, and Lanny's personal hero, Jim West. Lanny was briefly under the impression that he was the first Disney inventor inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm honored, humbled, and excited. One of the things I want to share with you is that when I learned that I was being honored in this way, I said, oh my goodness, I'm the first person at the Walt Disney Company to be inducted into the National Invention Hall of Fame. Inventors Hall of Fame. And later on, someone said, no, you're the second. I got an ego. Didn't like that. They said the first one was Walter Elias Disney. I actually had a choke in the throat. It's so amazing.
Lanny was quite humbled by his induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, especially being only the second one from Disney since Walt Disney himself. The amazing thing is that Lanny Smoot is not even close to being done. There's more to come from this amazing man. Leave your comments about Lanny Smoot here. We'd love to read and respond to them. Up next are stories about more amazing humans. Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, who almost didn't live to voice the Looney Tunes. Hedy Lamarr, the Hollywood starlet with a secret side hustle that built something we use every single day. And Louis Prima, the energetic singer whose voice sounds familiar for a reason.